Okay, welcome back, and we're looking at the Ijaw National Congress on the state. The Ijaw people, they're well known in Nigeria. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And to have a chat with us this morning is an engineer and acting president of the Ijaw National Congress, Charles Ambaiowei. Good morning and welcome to Sunrise.
Thank you.
Some people will say Ijaw National Congress. What is Ijaw National Congress? We know the Ijaw people, we know where they come from, but why a National Congress and what does it mean?
Before I go into that, let me first appreciate Channels TV. The good people of Ijaw land bring you greetings. I want to appreciate you because you are just like the CNN is to America and the world.
Thank you.
You've made the mark for Nigeria and Africa.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
The Ijaw people are people who are indigenous, ethnically homogeneous between the contiguous territory that spread from Ondo, where you have the Arubo, Apoy Ijaws, all the way down through Edo State to Delta State. In Bayelsa, they are homogeneous and contiguous. That is the only homogeneous state they have. Then we have Ijaws in Rivers, and we also have Ijaws in Akwa Ibom, the Ibeno. That's how spread we are.
Do they speak all of them across the different parts of the country? Do they speak the same language as
Ijaw
people?
We have dialectical differences.
Okay.
But they understand each other.
Of course, we basically understand ourselves.
Okay.
Just like you have dialectical differences in the Yoruba or even the Igbo. So it is with us too.
Okay.
But the thing that is common is the ancestry. The ancestry, the language group. That's what it is.
So what's the essence of the Ijaw National Congress then?
The essence of the Ijaw National Congress is that after the peculiar experiences which the Ijaw people faced prior to independence of Nigeria, in particular, there were several constitutional conferences that gave birth to Nigeria. But in 1957, our forebears made very specific statements that they had certain fears that majority ethnic groups like the Yoruba, the Igbo, and people of Hausa Fulani in the north were showing tendencies of like swallowing up minorities within those regional settings of the country, and that the protectorate of southern Nigeria and northern Nigeria haven't been amalgamated and heading towards independence in 1960. They would prefer that the British create a separate region, or what they call a state, for the Ijaw territories, which, as it was described, we live in the swamps and the creeks. Our conditions and everything are different from people in the hinterland. And such people will not concern themselves to understanding our issues.
It sounds like Ijaw people are crabs and fishes.
No, well, that is where God situates us naturally, and we are very comfortable in that abode. Now, when they said that, it led to the setting up of the Popular and Ruling Commission of Inquiry and all the recommendations that you may have had. One thing they said was that they are very impressed with the submissions made by the Ijaws or the people of the Niger area. But their constraint was that if they were to begin to set up separate territory, then they have to now begin to train people to man the offices, and that will delay independence further. Therefore, their recommendation was that under independent Nigeria, all the three regions, north, west, and east, should make it a concerted effort to develop the Niger Delta. That led to the setting up of the Niger Delta Board. Okay. Now, our people helped not to delay independence, unlike the northern people who helped to delay independence from 1958 to 1960, because they said they were not ready. The promise made to us was that the common enemy we have is to get the white man away. We, as owners of this place, will be able to take care of ourselves as brothers and sisters. But the experience of the German between 1960 up to like 1991, precisely because we want to anchor why the Ijaw National Congress, the experience is that all those promises were totally misplaced. How? The Niger Delta Board did not even take off. The implementation did not even take off when we got the independence. Remarkably, as you will recall, the NPC, the Action Group, and the NCNC, when they went in for the election in 1960, no one won majority vote to form federal government. It was a party that was Ijaw-based, the Arodapabre Chief Kilo party, which was called Niger Delta Congress, that actually formed alliance with the NPC to form the first independent government of Nigeria. Shortly after, when the Ijaws now agitated that the region, which they call Calabar-Ogoja Rivers region, should be carved out from the eastern region. Same way Midwest people were crying for carving out Midwest region from the western region. And of course, the Middle Belt people were also crying and agitating, carve us out from the northern region. What happened? Overnight, the NPC dumped us, went and formed alliance with the NCNC. Forming that majority, the two groups formed that network to be able to carve out Midwestern region, which they felt will be a way of reducing Chief Obafemi Awolowo's influence, whereas the same thing that was being agitated in their own backyards, they refused to do. So this was on until issues like the of course, that's by 1963. So there was Midwestern region. You can see that the 50% derivation principle was in the Constitution. So everybody was utilizing and developing the regions very well. But by 1966, when the military coups took place, you found out that General Goenson on 24th May issued the decree number 34, okay, in May. And that now abolished not only the regions, it abolished the federalism and everything. This was now the pivot upon which the military governments that took after in the guise of fighting war and needing revenue to fight war now bastardized everything. This bastardization was to now completely take away the resource and funds and everything, including identity and territorial control, particularly from the Ijaws. Which other ethnic nationality in this country have you seen is balkanized into 6 different states? It's only the Ijaws. And we are the 4th largest in this country. So this was what gave rise to the founding fathers of Ijaw National Congress. Meeting
The Yorubas are in several states.
But you see, they are within a regional bloc and having a number of states. Ijaws have been saying, we want to be in a regional bloc, okay, which all Ijaws are known, and if you are not at 3 states for us, like we have been demanding, on the western flag we say give us what we call the Torebe state. That would have taken care of the Ijaws that are in Ondo, Edo, Delta. Are you getting me? Then give us Oil River state in the eastern flank. That would have taken care of the Ijaws in Rivers and Akwa Ibom. That is not our case.
And then the key state of
Bayelsa. Of course, the key state of
Bayelsa,
Bayelsa, which is in the central. This has never been, and even if you go back to the archives, even from the days of Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa, this was a promise made, and it has never happened.
But
so in
promises not written down.
No, these things are known. These things are known. In fact, part of the reason what made Azigboro to hit the swamps and started his 12-day revolution was because the coup came as a way of subterfuge to that promise that was made. So, but that is history. In 1991, the Ijaw National Congress as a platform was formed
1991.
1991.
1991.
Yes, here in Lagos.
Okay.
Because you know our people were having a good concentration here in Lagos. So the Ijaw National Congress was formed. And the Congress is open to membership to any woman or man whose age is 40 years and above, and either of your parents is Ijaw by descent. So that is how simple it is.
Okay.
Now, for our operations, what we set out to do is simple. Anything called the pride, the territorial integrity, the liberties, the well-being of the Ijaw man, whether at home or in diaspora, is what we set out to defend and preserve.
Okay, so let's very quickly look at your recent gathering of leaders of ethnic minorities, and you decided to have retired General Alani Akinrade as the keynote speaker. How did you people take it? Because he's not an Ijaw man anyway.
Yes, this may sound very intriguing and surprising to the onlooker from outside. You see, the history we have experienced or had, like I just told you briefly, and viewers outside will reason with us. You find out that if you want to go it alone, as any ethnic nationality in this country, particularly preparatory to the national confab, okay, which we advocated for, that is coming out, you can't get it all alone done. These are things that need concerted cooperation and efforts from sister ethnic nationalities. You make your case to them, they should understand. You should find common reasons why all of us could canvass for the creation of the true fiscal federalism. So we deliberately had to go out to begin to build those bridges that are required. So even our convention, the theme was preparing for the state of the Ijaw nation vis-a-vis the Nigerian nation in preparation to the Nigerian National Conference. So that is why we went our way to request General Akinrade to come and deliver the Ijaw Day lecture.
And that being said, what is the position of the Ijaw people regarding the national conference?
Our position with the national conference is very simple. Perhaps I should tell you this.
Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time.
Yes.
I'll need you to summarize it.
The summary is very simple.
Okay.
We actually, on May 17 last year, as part of the Azigburo Day celebrations, called on Mr. President to actually convoke a national conference, that it is the best centenary gift to give Nigeria, so that we can chart a